Hey everyone, this is Towelliee with TGN.TV, and just as I promised, it's a macros video. Oh yes, we're here in the training yard, and I'm going to show you basically how I condensed 80 bazillion abilities into, like 4 simple buttons. And macros are pretty awesome in this game. So pretty much you go ahead, you hit escape, and you go to macros, and I'm going to show you the ones that I have. I only created 3 macros, and I kind of split the macros up into separate categories. I have my Pwn macro, which is basically all my reactive abilities, plus my attack power generating ability, plus my shield block, plus my frontal cone AOE, which is called Light's Decree. I have a few, but that's one of my favorites, so I put them in there. So my first macro, I put the Show Empowering Strike icon because I like it. I think it's pretty cool. And basically, it's cast Retaliation, cast Disarming Counterblow, cast Light's Decree, cast Aggressive Block, and cast Empowering Strike. And I'm going to show you real quick how that works on a test dummy right here. I bound that to my E button, so I'm gonna spam E. As you can see, as I spam E, my block is now up, my Empowering Strike armor buff is now up, and that's basically it. That's usually for single target. I would just spam the shit out of this, and then F is my finisher, which is my Scales of Justice. I think I might actually make a finisher macro, but I'm not exactly sure yet. It's probably going to be a mix of Scales of Justice and any other 3-point or 3 attack power finisher combo ability that's actually on a cooldown, because you can't actually put instants one behind the other or else it won't use it. I'm not sure if there's like a cast sequence that I can use with that, to wait 3 seconds before I can use the next instant attack. But yeah, so let's go over that macro once again. It is my cast Retaliation, cast Disarming Counterblow, and those are my reactive abilities. That way I don't have to hit another bind for my reactive ability. The minute that my Retaliation comes up, and I'm spamming E, bam, it goes off. The minute Disarming Counterblow pops up, bam, I'm just hitting it, constantly. And what this does is that it builds a lot of threat. It keeps up my reactive abilities on use 100% uptime, and it also, what I love about it is that it keeps my aggressive block up 100% of the time, which is basically increasing my block by 10% for 15 seconds, and it keeps that up 100% of the time, meaning I don't have to worry about it as long as I'm spamming my E button. Now my second macro is my AOE button. I love this one. This is what I use when I charge into a pack of mobs in my expert level dungeons, and I just want to get, snap aggro. Basically, it's using whichever one of these are available at the moment. Paladin's Reprisal, Sweeping Strikes, Concussion, Light's Decree, Judgment. I'm going to post this in the description to the video, by the way. So basically, what's going to happen is I'm probably going to switch Concussion with Sweeping Strike, though, because I actually want to get that aggro. So let's actually switch these two. Let me, can I highlight here? I don't even think it's highlighting. Anyway, let's see. Bam. Bam. Oh, can't do that. That don't work, huh? It did not like that. I actually have to type it out. Oh, I hate that. So let's just get rid of this line. And let's just type in cast Sweeping Strike. I'm not sure if it's Sweeping Strike or Sweeping Strikes with an S. Always remember you have to be very specific with your macros. All right, Sweeping Strike. So basically, this is like a huge. I call it the AOE button. It's either going to use Judgment, Sweeping Strike, Concussion, Light's Decree, or Paladin's Reprisal right off the bat. So I'm going to save that. So I'll show you exactly how I do. So let's say these are a pack of mobs right here. I'm like jumping around. Oh, la la la. La la la. Oh, by the way, this is me in black dye. I know. I look pretty hot in this. You don't have to tell me. Look at that. I mean, I look so badass. Some of this is tier 2 gear. Most of it's tier 1, but whatever. So I'm going to charge in this mob. And R is my AoE button, so I'm going to charge in. Bam, R. Concussion, Sweeping Strike. And I could just spam this button and use all my AOE abilities right off the bat to just gain solid aggro. But usually I just have to hit it once or twice, and it'll use most of my AOE abilities. And then I'll start spraying diseases, which brings me to my last macro that I've created for myself, which is my diseases macro. Now, what sucks about putting your diseases on separate binds and not a macro is that you have to like hit your Plague Bringer, then you have to hit your one disease ability, then you have to hit your next disease ability, you know. So what I did is I did a show soul sickness as the icon for my diseases, called the DIS for diseases, cast Plague Bringer, cast soul sickness, cast Necrotic Wounds. Bam, right there. Those are actually, cast Infestation does not work for me for some reason. But Soul Sickness and Necrotic Wounds are my two main disease abilities for my talents, for all the abilities I've spec'd into in the Reaver tree. And then Binding Atrophy. Let me see, what's Binding Atrophy? Just so I can show you guys Reaver. Let's see, Soul Sickness, tear an enemy's spirit for 251 death damage over 15 seconds. So it's a dot. Necrotic Wounds infects an enemy with the energies of death and entropy and causing 224 death damage over 15 seconds. And a Binding of Atrophy, I believe, is just a debuff that I want to put up. Yes. Enemies struck in melee are inflicted with debilitating muscle spasms. I love how they actually get specific and shit. Reducing attack power and spell power by 5%. So it's a debuff that I put up on the mob. So what I'll do sometimes is, you know, I'll just jump into a pack of mobs. Bam. Do my AoE. 1, 2 AoE. And then start spreading my diseases. Watch. Bam. Bam. Diseases. All I gotta do is just spread my diseases button. And that's it. Then I go back to my normal single target rotation. And I'm good. As you can see, diseases are fucking flowing. It's all good. I mean, they're not doing that much damage. And they are healing me, by the way. But those are my three main macros that I use for tanking. And that's all I use now. I don't use any other buttons unless I have to. I'll use my Call to Battle to put up my dodge buff, 3% dodge. I have my taunts as C and V. Paladin's Devotion is my fear. Break the hold of stun, fear, disarm, and confuse effects. I use that either for PvP or for certain encounters that I need to use it for. And that's basically it. Everything else is basically bound to my Razor Naga epic. But once again, let me show you guys the macros. I mean, and that's what I would suggest to you guys too. Is I would suggest that you guys actually separate your macros into categories, so that it's basically making your macros situational. You know. So I have my Pwn, which is, like I said, once again, all my reactive abilities. Light's Decree, which is a nice aggro generating ability. Aggressive Block, which is basically my 10% block. You want to have that on 100% uptime. And Empowering Strike is my attack power generator, and also puts up like 505 armor. So it gives me 505 armor. I get my 10% from my aggressive block, and I have Light's Decree and all my reactive abilities on my Pwn button. Then on my fucking AoE button, I have anything that does AoE aggro, frontal cone, hits 5 enemies abilities. I could probably add more to this. I gotta look through all my abilities further. And then I have my diseases button, which basically I just spam that and I'll just spread my diseases after about 3 or 4 hits of the button. So that's basically it. That's all the macros I have. I'm gonna post these macros in the description of this YouTube video so you guys are familiar with it more. You guys can play around with it. You know, you can take out some abilities, add some of your own. I mean, this works for any spec, but this is basically how you do your cooldowns. And the only thing that sucks is that you can't put 2 instant abilities one behind the other, because then it'll only cast one of the 2 instant abilities, unless someone knows of like maybe a cast sequence timer where, you know, I can put like, you know, cast this ability, wait 3 seconds, cast next ability. I don't know if I'm not that far into the whole macro situation, but that's Towellee's macros for tanking. If you guys want to use it, by all means, go for it. You know, it's helped me a lot. My damage has gone up from like, you know, only doing 100 damage on single target to about 300 now I'm doing on single target in tier 1/tier 2 gear. But this has been Towelliee with TGN.TV. You guys follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/TowelTheTank, facebook.com/TowelTheTank. HolyShield.com is my personal website. My live stream link will be on the video. I actually might be live streaming today for those who want to actually, watch me play. And this has been Towelliee with TGN. Peace